fadeaway jump shots there, Dan.
It's Kaminsky. Meeks the rebound. Ahead it goes. Justin Jackson inside with a big-time jam. Passer works on the wing. Kaminsky is way up top where he's defended by Meeks. Knocked away by Tokedo and picked up with Johnson from Jackson. He gets it again. Fast break.
They really ought to consider guarding him.
He's got 13 to lead all scorers. First player in this game in this West Regional semifinal in double figures.
It's interesting at that LeBron James camp. LeBron was going around to his counselors asking, well, who's the guy should I guard here? And everyone's saying, Sam.
Kaminsky with 4s at 2 in a row, and Britt the other way for the Tar Heels, and under 5 to go in the first half.
And gentlemen, now we're starting to see the offense of efficiency here of Wisconsin.
Nice shot.
Ryan told Rachel if his teammates make some outside shots, that'll give him some more room to operate in there.
Dan, here's the second half. And North Carolina has shot 50% or better in their last 9 second halves, and right off the bat, 13 for Decker.
And 4 assists for Koenig.
How well has Decker done tonight finding open space?
Woo! Nice pass from the Showalter defense. Took it off. A lot of traffic. Johnson.
Oh, what a play by Brice Johnson.
From the floor. Little zone now for Arkansas. 0 for 5 with Brice Johnson. The rebound and the putback. Bad pass by Bobby Portis there. Bounce pass right in his ankle. Numbers for Carolina. Johnson! It helps when Leslie Saunders hit shots like that. Lob down low. Catch. Johnson, short, gets his own rebound, and the putback is good.
And here come the Heels. Astoria picks up Page in transition. Good pass. And a good finish by Brice Johnson to tie. He couldn't miss in the first half against Miami. Brice Johnson, Kennedy Meeks return for North Carolina. Joel Berry the second into the game for the first time. Bonzie Colson, who was tremendous last night in Notre Dame's win over Duke, takes over for August in the middle of that 2-3 zone, so the Irish even smaller. Well, Notre Dame in the zone cannot lose sight of Marcus Page. Brice Johnson shooting clinic because Notre Dame keeps the floor spread. But North Carolina is going to have to do a better job of guarding the ball. They're getting put into rotation, and that's opening up that three-point line. Down to Meeks. Johnson, well done by the Tar Heels. Rest of this half. That's 11 points, 5 assists on the bench, and a big-time scoring threat. Into Johnson, who scores over Colson. Brice Johnson's defense has been just terrific. Against Miami, he guarded Sheldon McClellan, guarded Justice Winslow against Duke. And he would be, as Johnson hits another one, Astoria would be air ball for the baseline, and back on the Tar Heels. Into Johnson, turnaround, good. And that is right in his jump that Notre Dame has to exploit. There it is. Misses the corner three, kept alive by Meeks. Jackson ahead to Johnson. Connaughton trying to guard Brice Johnson inside. Johnson has a distinct height and length advantage. Jackson staying with Page, show by Connaughton. Johnson posting on Connaughton, jump hook over him. As he was, anybody who knew him well, Jay, says he was an even better person. Well, a treasure in this game, Dean Smith. A champion on the floor and a champion of social justice off the floor. The shadow that he cast in this game was a long one. Mike Bray's got a couple of his subs in the game. He's got the 2 starters on the bench ready to come back in. And Britt. Tokedo had it, tips it off to Johnson. 6-point game. NCAA. A spot in the final tomorrow night is on the line tonight. Jerry Heater, Roger Ayers, Ray Steins are officials, and we are underway. Great matchup with Tokido and Brogdon at the outset tonight.
London Parentes guarding Marcus Page to start.
And Carolina executes beautifully. Toby with an air ball and a baseline jumper. Virginia's got just one field goal in better than 7 minutes. Page finds Johnson and the lead grows to 9.
As Virginia already, you can tell, playing with a little bit better pace, more resolve on the offensive end. North Carolina, I think, has to continue to look inside to play inside out.
In the regular season matchup in Chapel Hill, February the 2nd, Carolina led Virginia by 1 at the outset of the second half. Virginia went on a 25-11 run to start the second half and won by 11. Brice Johnson knocks down a jumper. Look ahead to Barry.
Page is going to be open here.
Page finds Johnson, and he banks it in. What a nice shot by Brice Johnson. They got to hurry. Page got the rim. Johnson got the rebound.
And he got fouled too. Averaging 10.7 points per game. He is their third leading scorer. Almost all of their scoring comes from Rozier at 17 a game. Harrell just under 16. Blackshear just under 11. The next highest scorer is on a Walker with 3.5 points per game. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. The fourth leading scorer on the team has under 4 points per game. Of course, Chris Jones would have given them 4 players who averaged in double figures for the year. He was dismissed 5 games ago. Nice shot. Brice game. Louisville led by 10 in the first half. And another turnover by the Cardinals. Johnson with Page running interference on the money. And the acrobatic finish by Montrezl Harrell. Double-double for Harrell. 10 points and 10 rebounds. His 13th of the season to lead the ACC. Brice.
Nice ball movement there. Wayne Blackshear did a nice job finding the pocket. Nice clean open look.
15 for Blackshear. Whoa. Marcus Page zipped it inside. Brice Johnson has 2 more. Tokido, the pull-up. Way short. Mathiang came lunging at him. Just 1 for 7 yesterday for 3 points. Lobbed into Brice Johnson. And he has this game. Well, that is the issue, as you said. Carolina leading all major conference team points in the paint. DC gave up those 38 points yesterday to a Georgia Tech team that was without a leading scorer. Johnson rebounds to Nate Britt. The 6'1". Brice Johnson fouled and a chance for a 3-point in traffic. Brice Johnson running the floor. He's a terrific athlete. Caught it in stride. Eddie Odio gives great effort when he comes in there. Very good athlete. Page dumps it off and the dunk.
Always nice when good people find a spot where they can do even more good.
Steve Donnie's done a nice job on some ESPN games this year. Brice Johnson, nicely done. Hanlon couldn't get the 3 to go. He thought he was bumped, turned and said something to Tim Nestor on the way back up the court. Brice Johnson. The others, Craig Smith, Jared Dudley, and Tyrese Rice. Beautiful feed by Tokido.
Get him in the low post. Good ball pressure, stolen away. Tokido ahead to Brice Johnson. To some degree, the most notable of whom, of course, was Jahlil Okafor, who did it in the Carolina game. But Mike Krzyzewski says everybody is okay to go. And because they're not deep, their starters are playing some big minutes in conference play.
They have to be wary of fouls, and everybody has to go to the glass.
Nice turnaround. The longtime friends, Tyus Jones and Jahlil Okafor, connecting again.
Okafor so good with his footwork, but
fell asleep in transition defense.
His best game, Jay, 15 points Tuesday at Georgia Tech.
You have to think that North Carolina is going to want to look inside. Here's that Carolina back screen and the low cross screen.
Cook staying on page.
Nice pass.
Johnson got it. And a foul.
Complete the play.
Knocked away again. Good hands by Carolina. Johnson adjusts and hits.
Are you kidding me?
Slow forces it up and in to tie the game. And Johnson beats the defense down the court.
Well, he beat Jahlil Okafor to allow Marcus Page an open shot.
Meeks one-on-one with Okafor. Tipped up and good. I think it's Johnson who will get.
And really took advantage. Justin Jackson just over pursued just a bit. And the hesitation move and terrific stop and floater by Quinn Cook.
Johnson. Turnaround over Okafor is good.
Oh, that is so
kid, but he's so talented. A play like that, go in and score, dunk the basketball, do a chin-up. He almost has to encourage him to do more.
Johnson, excellent seal again.
Cruz, who saved it, the Spanish national, onto the floor, gets right to work with the three.
Well, with Cruz in the game, now you have a power forward in the center who can both shoot the basketball and try and stretch out that stingy Carolina defense.
Johnson.
Little pump. Of course. Grew up playing overseas in Belgium. Jakiri came from Cameroon. This is Joel James ready to pass. As you mentioned, Angel Rodriguez coming off the bench. McClellan, double team, turned it over. One of the few mistakes he's made. Tokido.
That was a box set that was designed to get Marcus Page a jump shot. Here was another where they throw it inside and try and get a hand on it. One thing I think they might want to think about heading into the NCAA tournament, even the ACC tournament, is turning Marcus Page into a screener.
Jackson. Page, so Jakiri misses the free throw. Young man who didn't start playing basketball until the age of 16 as a soccer player for the early part of his life, growing up in Cameroon.
Can you imagine JP Tokido and Kanye Jakiri on a soccer field?
They're just remarkable athletes. Brice Johnson, boy, they have left him open. Floater, tough shot. Miami needed that one badly. 6 points for Newton off the bench. Newton, only a freshman out of Philadelphia. Cuts North Carolina's lead back down to 3. Johnson, right over the top. Newton had it stripped. Page the steal. Tokido. Meeks, what a pass. With the 4 personals. Near side corner. Who's standing from deep. Has hit 3 threes off the bench. Johnson beats it off the floor and lays it up. Miami just keeps coming within 3. Johnson trying to go backdoor to Meeks. Got it back and puts it in. Flex. 4 lead changes, 2 ties. Carolina's led by as many as 9.
Kennedy Meeks has ruled down low on the post. Brian Kersey, Mike Stewart, Raymond Steins, they are the officials for tonight's game, and Carolina has its first. North Carolina, 19-8, 9-5, ranked 15th in the country. Tokido on top.
Starts in the man-to-man.
This is for 2. Carolina's got the lead.
Another innovation of Coach Smith's that Roy Williams uses frequently, and that's the thing in this losing situation 4 or 5. Their defensive numbers have not nearly been as good as they were earlier in the year.
Look at Marcus Page, the retro jerseys, and now maybe Coach Smith's most famed offense.
And the whole bench is standing up with 4 fingers up in the air.
Johnson backdoor from Page on the assist. Jorgensen, a little too hot for Mitchell to handle, and another turnover for the Yellow Jackets.
Tougher pass to handle, but a bounce pass probably would have been better there. A lot of hands where he was trying to go through.
Inside Johnson, turns over Sampson and scores.
It's been the same usual suspects. Miami spent a little time in there earlier in the year, but there's been a lot of jockeying around with those teams, but they've been consistently there for most of the year.
And when the Canes were in the top 25, their first game, they got knocked out by Georgia team. And Jorgensen tried to feed Sampson. Pretty good defensive presence by Page to force the takeaway. And nice pass from Brice Johnson. For Johnson now. Sampson.
There may be another timeout in the near future. This game's starting to get away from Georgia Tech.
Brice Johnson will turn around in the lane. And his first points of the day.
You know, it's a 30-point game right now, and Roy Williams is disgusted with the last two plays that happened. I mean, it's just he's coaching, and he wants perfection on every single play. You know, telling us before the game that by the next day, every player receives a grade. Well, for the fans out there who don't know it, every day in the practice plan there was a word of the day and an emphasis for the day. And
touch in the paint, and the rebound down to Meeks. He loves the long outlet pass. Tokido to Brice Johnson, and Carolina's on the board.
Well, good job by Brice Johnson.
Well, we've talked about it in games we've done it. There's another lob. This one for Allen, but he can't finish.
Ran the same play for Justice Winslow. And Allen is a big-time athlete. He can finish that, but they read it very well.
Back to Kentucky. The Portland Trailblazers are the only NBA team with a front line that is bigger than Kentucky's. Brice Johnson now leading by 8. Barry, back from a groin injury last week, misses it. Johnson there to clean it up.
Is that the first offensive? He is ridiculously talented. One-on-one, there's no player in college that can guard him. Nice.
Barry to Johnson, and the reverse is good to bring the Tar Heels back within 6. Johnson.
55% to Pittsburgh.
Britt switches hands, misses, loose ball. Won't stay down. Both Tokido and Johnson were there, but now Johnson lays it in. And the Tar Heels do with the Tokido, rejected by Jefferson.
A great block by Jefferson, and a really poor pass there.
Page. Johnson, who had 12 in the first half, given 14 now. Carolina's within 5.
Johnson all the way to the rim with no impediment. That could have been an easy stick back. I think they go to Johnson here.
Barry finds Johnson, and Johnson gives Carolina the lead.
Well, that's the matchup that North
and make a really good showing in the AC at this point. But this would certainly be a great resume win for the NCAAs.
Johnson moved by the youngster from Brooklyn.
Good positioning, anticipating the shot where it was going to come off.
Well, through the years, the Pitt program has always been able to go and find some tough
11 made field goal.
Pretty efficient basketball. Yeah. Really is. And Pitt, who prides themselves on defense and closeouts, have not been able to stop North Carolina from getting inside the painted area.
Little 2-3 zone look.
There's another one from count it. He's up to 7, doubling his normal output. And the Oakland Zoo is loving it. Johnson answers inside the.
I mean, look how good a look that was. I mean, they're just running their offense flawlessly.
Yeah, and a loose ball. Page tries to come up with it and does save it to Jackson. He looks to Johnson, and a near had a response. Jones nails another 3. I mean, it's almost as if the white towel is being thrown up by North Carolina defensively.
Yeah, the body language isn't great.
No.
Well, and there are a lot of coaches that don't like that week off. Maybe a little rust in the game. And of course, such an emotional week for this program.
Right. Johnson gets a swing
against Isaiah Hicks. Saw the numbers of Brown against Louisville. And of course, Hanlon has been a constant in this whole thing. And if Hanlon can get some help, then this is a BC team that can put some points on the board.
Page, who's been having to play a lot of minutes, has also been playing hurt for much of that time. He's had all kinds of issues with his feet and ankles. Nice work.
He is not going to sit there very long.
No, he won't. What a tough young man he's been to play really hurt much of this season. And now with some of the injuries that we talked about, he'll have to get even more minutes as the jump play. 3 blocks already for the Heels. Page with a teardrop. And the flush from Brice Johnson. side of the Bakers doesn't.
He doesn't take very many bad shots. And sometimes with this team, I think he needs to take bad shots if you understand it.
Almost a pick. Tokoto was able to corral it. Jackson, good pass to Johnson. I mean, in every facet, 22 in white is the other guy today for Boston College after 21 in white, which is Olivier Hanlon. Dumped down to Jackson's a beauty from Jackson. Look at Brown take advantage. He knew he had the smaller man on his hip, and he took advantage of Nate Britt. 38-36 BC.
And Britt has those 2 personal fouls, so he's trying to be careful early in the second half.
Smart play by a veteran grad student, Aaron Brown. You can see the maturity in his game, and you should. He's a 5th-year guy. Johnson with the jump hook overhead.
But basically, it's just been Meeks running the floor.
Yeah. The shooting story, North Carolina, because of the point-blank range like that, your shooting percent free throw shooter, as you mentioned, has really improved since a season ago. You jinxed him, though. And an offensive rebound for Johnson. Hello. A nice free.
He has the capability of making 4 or 5 of those babies in a row.
You see now with Batten in the game, there's another dump down for an easy one for Brice Johnson.
So Atkins is off to a bit of a slow start, goes out, and the freshman Isaiah Wilkins has come in, number 21 for Virginia. And another bucket inside. Carolina has a deep and big front line. Joel James, another big body in off their bench. Parente's shot wouldn't go, and James yanked down the rebound. Nate Britt's also on the court, that guard.
Now with Britt into the game, Parentes is on Britt, and that puts Brogdon on Marcus Page. And Brogdon, big, strong, and excellent individual defender.
Page lobbed it inside. Brice Johnson wasn't expecting it. Did well to rescue it. They run to double James, and he immediately finds Johnson.
Shot up with the right hand. Now Carolina showing a 2-guard front.
Brice Johnson. Quick spin. And we saw the numbers since they started defending better. They've hit 9 of their last 11 shots. Gill short with the turnaround.
He got hit there.
Meeks, double team, did well to get it out to Page. 2 minutes to go in the half. Still 15 to shoot. Nate Britt shut off by Brogdon. Johnson. Well, they make you earn it. There's a minute to go in the half. Carolina executed so well early in the half, but the defense has really picked up for Virginia. And just as we say that, Page Toby, the 7-footer junior from Monroe, New York. Johnson in a good spot, set up by Marcus Page.
A bad shot is the first pass in your opponent's fast break.
Meeks pass through the double team for the easy dunk.
Cardinals today, they're just a dynamite duo. They defend. They're right up in every category in terms of steals.
Jones coming off 28 in their win against Boston College. So he's a hot hand after a great win this week. Nice turn.
Benajay, another one of the most improved players in America. Only averaged about 4 points last year. Played great for the Orange.
More opportunity with the departure of Tyler Ennis to the NBA after 1 year at the Cuse. Brice Johnson knocks it in from inside. Where are the stats? First half stats brought to you by New York Life. North Carolina ball to begin the second half. Marcus Page to J.P. Tokoto. Kennedy Meeks, Brice Johnson, Justin Jackson start the second half, and Johnson scores a long miss. It leads to a break opportunity for North Carolina. Johnson again. 4 in a row. Points for Benajay.
Really impressed with the growth of Benajay this year. He's really, again, taking that responsibility.
To Johnson. He has all 6. Boy, they are going right at Christmas. Johnson.
the shots you shoot every day.
Tokedo, and it's tipped in by Johnson.
So how does North Carolina focus to start this game?
First basket by Xavier Rattan-Mays. That's a name to remember. He's a freshman for Florida State. Comes in averaging 13 a game. And if they're going to get offense, they need it from him. It's been a big issue for them, though, as Brice got out of the big fella, only averaging 3 points a game. In fact, there are 3 7-footers. Oh, quick strike there, and it's brought to 7. The lean in by Rattan-Mays, and it's tipped away. Carolina by 3. Here's the swing for Jackson. He comes in averaging 10 points a game, but not much beyond that 3-point line, just 24%. Nice little touch pass. Johnson will bank that one in.
And I thought there was just great dialogue on game day today between Seth Nice backdoor.
And the stuff by Brice. So he's hit only 2 of 8, but that one draws them to an N6. Jackson fakes. Wants to work on that baseline. Nothing there. Tokedo. Page over the top. Rolling in Johnson. And he'll go to the line as well. Britt did get the pass for Jackson. He unloads. Johnson with a rebound. Yes.
Right.
Jackson, baseline, one-hander, no. Stuffed in by Johnson.
It's not a good age, Mr. Jackson. It's important for you. You better get to the glass.
Underway here in Winston-Salem. North Carolina coming off of an ugly yet effective win on Sunday over Virginia Tech. And getting things started takes him across the lane. And Meeks has another rebound. That's his third already.
Yeah, Thomas missed that one, but I liked it. Here's another run out for UNC.
And that bad of a defensive rebound, too.
They must box out. As you see the basketball go up, you see 4 guys watching the basketball, and it's just not good.
4th team foul here in the first half against Wake Forest, so they've been pretty disciplined defensively. As North Carolina is about to hit the double bonus, they've got 9. Oh, there's the find. Brice Johnson, 2-point game, and North Carolina right now, Fonz, is doubling up Wake Forest points in the paint.
Yeah, and that was part of that formula. We said they had to limit that Wake Forest, but when you have guys like Brice Johnson who can just bump.
Forest can shoot the final shot of the first half. Middleglue comes up way short and took that shot early. 5 seconds to go. Middleglue can't keep it away from Brice Johnson.
Or off the drive and looking for some opportunities. They were able to get some good ones in the last 2 minutes of that first half. They cannot settle and just take perimeter jump shots against that zone.
Brice Johnson, yes. With the way Wake Forest is defending, the Demon Deacons only need about 10 more of those for Middleglue. Either that, or they better get a stop. Another layup for Brice Johnson.
Was at Marquette. He said his offense couldn't even get going against North Carolina that night. That was in the Sweet 16. The Heels would win and then lose in the Elite 8 to Kentucky that year. Heels win the tip. 3 straight games decided by 2 points or less. You got to go back to January of '76, the last time that happened. But they're 3-1, and Brice Johnson makes it 2-0. Not far behind is Marcus Page. Right to Johnston. That's one they got to have tonight.
Got to make that. That was an excellent out-of-bounds play. You got to make that.
Nobody picked up Brice Johnson.
But he's got to know somebody's picking up his man because his man's going to roll.
Mueller found himself open, could not knock down the 3. Meeks clears. Page on the push. Johnson from Tokedo. Well, that's a great look by JP.
Tough to beat. Enough people to score.
Haven't turned this into a blowout just yet.
Tough shot. Tough shot. Got no rebounding help. You got the ball handler dominating the basketball and taking the shot, too. It makes it very difficult to get rebound.
Hill overcommitted. Johnson finds the
back inside the Meeks and allow him to go to work in the post.
Kennedy Meeks flipped one up, and the tip follow is good for Malik Abu is there to tap it home. And it's a 4-point game. And that is the 13th offensive rebound for NC State.
Opportunities to try to get it to the bigs. Nicely done. That's a beautiful slip. Yeah, with that beautifully to the baseline. But you got to know the scouting report. He is coming back to that right shoulder.
Brice Johnson, a little baby jumper.
This is pressure. They're playing way too fast in the last 4 possessions.
Tokedo sets up Johnson, who uses the window.
384 up with Mohegan Sun, as you said. Here's a steal by Johnson. Freshman Justin Jackson. Nice pass into Johnson.
Great look into Brice Johnson.
Johnson, who's come out playing a little bit of fire in him today.
You know, Harrell early in the year was so dominant. He still has great numbers.
Whoa! Tokedo to Johnson. Brick, tough shot. Forced it over a couple of defenders. Good tip, though, by Tokedo.
Each with a big screen.
Page. Johnson.
What a nice little play by him.
And Rozier's got 23. And Harrell's hurt now, grimacing as he plays back on defense. Tokedo. Johnson. Justin Jackson has returned now for Carolina in place of Tokedo. Page finds Johnson. And Carolina has...
There's Britt, one of the great stories in college basketball this year. Last year he shot the ball left-handed. This year his field goal attempts are right-handed. He still shoots free throws left-handed. Brice Johnson has his. Joel James. Britt trying to score in transition, threw it up with the right hand, and the foul goes for Brice Johnson. Carolina ball to begin the second half. Marcus Page, Justin Jackson, JP Tokedo, Brice Johnson. The only man not to touch it so far is Kennedy Meeks. Same five that started the game out there to start the second half for Roy Williams. Johnson, nicely done. He has 6.
So finally the Tigers break through. Yeah, in Meeks' case, we talked about all the weight he's lost since he came to campus. This is like 5 or 6 pounds he didn't want to lose.
Yeah.
On the baseline, Johnson. Nice sweet shot by Brice Johnson.
Offensive half for either team.
Just 7 points for the Tigers and almost halfway through the first half. Tokedo with a lob and the stuff by Johnson. Tokedo looking inside. Johnson, they connect again for the stuff.
Takes the legs of the Clemson player out, and that's why the crowd reacted the way it did.
Up top for Meeks with 9 in the first half. Tokedo always looking, finds Johnson again. Those two pre-keepers, great stuff. Tokedo shot is blocked by Jete, but up and in by Johnson.
To adjust to that, they're just going to have to start making shots and see if they can make North Carolina go small.
Through a 3, and Tokedo the rebound. Tried to dump it to Jackson. It deflected to Johnson, and Brice Johnson stuffs it home. Now double teaming Dixon with Page. William and Mary trying to find the open guy. Sheldon over the top of Jackson. Meeks on the rebound and the quick outlet to Page. Tokedo. Here's Justin Jackson. Struggling from behind the arc, just 6 of 27 early. Brice Johnson's not. Couple of field goals for Johnson. Lead is 16.
He was lost some weight, remade his body.
Thornton another one. Spun out on it.
I think Tony Shaver, the last time I said, you better start looking for your offense. I don't care where the shots come from. You're our best option.
Johnson, jump hook. Nicely done. Brice Johnson's third field goal.
You can see a little hope. The Tribe faithful sitting behind their bench.
1 out of 2 for Dixon. Lead is 10 for the Tar Heels. Page has a couple of threes. Tokedo another 3 of the 4 second half field goals for North Carolina. Zone by the Tribe. Here's Britt. Johnson for the dunk.
Break that shutout. Well, those baskets like that, just calm everyone down a little bit. Say, hey, it's basketball. Still 10-foot rims, 94-foot long court.
Jackson inside with the nice dime. The 7-point lead. And a
Brice. Nice block inside on Tyler Madison. Here's Page. And another bucket.
Is bringing a defensive edge every single night. It's getting every loose ball. It's getting every 50-50 ball. Those guys are like Rasputin.
Man, you're going to send me to Wikipedia on that one.
That's a Russian literary allegory.
Well,
senior year.
Special place.
This is I like the Tar Heels. I like them. All right.
You got to like that play by
one of the best in the country at attacking the offensive glass.
Kennedy Meek shows and then finds Marcus Page. There's his first miss. But a steal. Tokoto will pass. Alley. Yes, he will pass.
Yes. Pulls the trigger on the triple.
Substitutes for North Carolina. Nate Britt comes on, and so does Theo Pinson. This is Britt. Page. Johnson jumper got it.
I tell you what, Brice Johnson has really...
Guys, just dressed in the all black, staying neutral.
Yeah, we thought he might show up in red today, but
I did too. I was a little surprised, but you know, he was such an important figure for North Carolina basketball and the impact that he had going there to play. And I tell you what, he is class personified, folks. As nice a human being as you are ever going to meet.
11-5 here with North Carolina in possession of the ball. Baseline jumper. Johnson hit another one.
I'll tell you what, they're doing it.
Now it's almost a home game for Fauci, living as he does in Sisters, Oregon. Tokoto.
I tell you what a luxury defensively.
Another block. Here comes Page from behind to feed. And the block by Brice Johnson is terrific. Take a seat, Mr. Johnson.
Right back at you.
Wow. We played 2 minutes, second half. Beautiful entry pass.
And that's been it again. And you see that
halftime snap. And you didn't consume all of it, I noticed.
We're still working on it.
I got you. Oh, beautiful.
And that's what we talked about it again at the top. Those
home. He is from Chicago. Here's Jackson at the other end. Windmill move, tipped out. Joel Berry has it.
A lot of fight right now by Ohio State, but just no good fortune in terms of winning that loose ball battle. And that's what happens. Another second shot opportunity. An opportunity about a count earlier in that possession. Just not able to get the attention of the official on that
one. Nice. Back outside. 10 on the shot clock.
Good enough job. Now can you contain if you force the miss and get that defensive backboard?
2 on the shot clock. Wow.
No matter how.
Like Forrest Gump, I get to witness history in college basketball. Just happen to kind of be around.
Bring any chocolate? Brice Johnson, nice touch. Well, that's the good news for UNCG is you take in tonight's game, and obviously the Tar Heels get the advantage on both ends of the floor.
Wow factor when you walk in the arena. We had them against Texas Tech. But for the tip-off marathon list, he's not right now, and that's going to change. But he's a guy that definitely should be on that list. Andrew Rousey of UNC Asheville.
And when you talk about leading scorer in all of college basketball.
At 5'10".
At 5'10", that's amazing. Nice lob. And if
the 6'11" freshman, but right back. And that Harrison able to put it home.
And that's going to be important. You saw the defensive attention that Tokoto is going to draw, and he's also got to have to make plays. Nice find there. Defensive backboard, really impressed with him here early on.
Page using the screen, not able to hit. Long rebound is kept alive.
And got to do a better job of taking care of that ball and getting out in the open floor.
Booker turned back. Theo Pinson with the block from the side. Joel James has come on for the first time for North Carolina. This is Britt putting moves. Booker able to stay with him. Johnson backs his way and able to hit. returning, coming on for Dakari Johnson for Kentucky. Booker getting it inside, and that 4 or 5 minutes. Foul on Booker, that is his second. Oh, what a play on the inside by Harrison, Andrew Harrison. He has 8. Brother Aaron has 11.
Game of basketball, especially when your point guard takes a three-point shot that's not from the top of the key, somebody else has to get back. And right there, Robinson using his speed, getting out. He's not much of a scorer for the East Carolina Pirates. However, a great, defender and distributor, but that time getting an easy basket transition.
Nate Strauss, the double, big to big, bucket and the foul. Beautiful. Had problems with foul trouble this year. Nice take, but unable to cash in was Prince Williams. Pinson, baseline jumper is good. Won a national championship at Lynn JUCO, and then won, of course, a national championship with the Auburn Tigers. Give and go, easy dunk. Jackson, crossover. Jackson, tough shot. Third effort is good for Brice Johnson.
Absolutely. He's getting a lot of minutes now. Robinson on the bench with 3 fouls in the first half. And we can look forward to seeing a little more of Tejada once we get to the second half.
A blind pass off the hands of Hubert. Johnson relentless on the offensive glass.
Let's open it up a little bit now.
11 points now for Wisnant. The FSU transfer and then a slam. And
I know some Duke guys and Carolina guys that do literally hate each other.
Another rebound for Johnson. Tacked that on to his career high. He's got 17 carries. Tokido looking to create. That's creation.
He's doing some stuff that's relatively difficult that a lot of point guards aren't doing in college basketball right now.
Great point. He came in leading the team in assists. He's got 7 today. He's going for 8 right here. Got it.
So you were watching that today?
Yes.
I wonder if I get any compensation when they have those reruns.
I don't think so. Not from ESPN. Oh, nice strong move underneath.
He's shot 16 threes on the season, only 5 free throws. I'd love to see him get to the line. Not developed yet as an outside shooter, but could be hard to stop if he puts it on the deck.
Hanson gives to Johnson. 14 good. Tokido.
Carolina just has so much size advantage inside. Every time they throw it in, something good's going to happen.
Jackson misses, but Johnson is there.
What kind of effort chasing down a dribbler. Well done. A good defensive set by Florida, too. That's been part of their identity discovery. A little better in the half-court defense.
Ahead to Johnson all the way for the dunk.
Carolina has a definite advantage, and this game is depth.
Inside Johnson, and he gets the roll.
Barlow the kick. Dunham in the corner. Left it short.
All these ball screens are designed to move Carolina's big guys around.
Johnson, a little push off at it, and Jones with the uncontested rebound, but he can't finish.
Well, if he had gone straight up, Jones had an easy layup.
Page using the screen. Look at that pass into Johnson. Gibson driving on Dunham, leans into him, follows it. Brice Johnson with a finish.
Has the presence of mind to get it out to Alex Barlow, who's stepping into that 3 unguarded.
Johnson with a spinning 8.
By Kalinowski. And this is kind of the control fast break opportunity as Sullivan leaves that short. And the rebound cleared by Hubert. Davidson does not want to go up and down the floor, but if they have a 3-on-2 break, they will set things up for the perimeter. And a jumper off for the baseline, knocked out by Brice Johnson.
Some good weight. It's gotten a lot stronger, and it's really going to help him on the defensive end.
And Page lobs it to the rim. A little bit of a mishandle, but Johnson still willed that one home.
That's 83% from three-point range.
He can flat out shoot it. Nothing you could say. Just a great shooter. There's Johnson on the other end, pounding the offensive glass.
Camo on Tuesday. That is his first field goal of this one. Quick turnaround jumper under duress, past a double team for Brice Johnson. Man.
I would keep trying to find him on the offensive end because, like Carvel Anderson, he can create a lot of shot opportunities for this team.
Free ball by Minnie. Toka to the board. And quickly ahead to Johnson. Page should move underneath the glass.
Long shots lead to way up.
5 rebounds now for Brice Johnson.
Nice. Themselves a consistent scorer out there on the floor. And now he's going to be the next person to step up to give them some offense.
Nice dish to Johnson, and once again in the paint, too easy.
Folks, why they don't change it right away. They don't want to stop play, so they wait until the first mechanical timeout after it's taken place to correct the error.
Lob to Johnson, too easy. Approaching 2 minutes to play.
Brice Johnson is still open along that baseline when the ball goes to the right side. He's open now.
And the end one opportunity coming for Brice.
Either the finish or the kick was really good for him in the first half. And they got to find a way to get Lucky Jones, number 22 in blue, going. 0 field goals in the first half.
Inside to Johnson.
High percentage from the line.
Largest lead of the game again for the Tar Heels. Johnson will ignite the fast break. Look at the big man off the glass. Johnson.
That's what's happening with Kennedy Meeks tonight.
Lucky Jones, an air ball. Benson will lead the charge to Johnson. Apollon now with 5. The lead is 40.
Tell you what, that's the one thing I've loved about Robert Morris the 6 years that I've been at ESPN is these kids will not give up. They continue to fight. Clearly,
sophomore from Charlotte round out the starting 5. Ball is in the air, opening tip. Sting still being bandied about, and finally Kennedy Meeks recovers for the Tar Heels. Carolina gets going. It's a quick shot from Johnson on the left baseline. It's Hilliard. Goes right corner, now up front to McDonald. His three's off the back iron. Good set by Central, but they missed the shot. Here comes Page, front court, finds Johnson in the middle of the lane, off the glass for 2. No free throws for the Heels. Instead, Carolina will have it with a 15-point lead. Tokido, left wing, stutter step, tries to drive in, cut off, sends it out to Pinson. One-touch pass to Johnson. Jumper, right baseline, good. Nice ball to Brice. Back to Tokido. He'll drive in, elevate, shoots, can't score. Brice Johnson, offensive rebound, and puts it back up and in.